All right, folks, well, we're going to cook up something that I think you guys can actually try to make at home with your parents' help. I'm going to do something a little easy, all right? Thank you guys for having me here. Mason set this up, so let's make some great food and enjoy it, all right? So I'm going to start off with, we have a marinara sauce that we cooked at the restaurant, and we're going to start off with a saute pan. We're going to start off with a little bit of olive oil. And all these recipes cards are actually in your bag, so you guys can take them home and have mom and dad help you cook it. All right, so we have the butter in the pan, we have the olive oil, we're going to add our shallots. I pre-cut everything to make things a little bit easier. I cheated a little bit. So you'll just have to cut them up very fine like this for the dish. Then I have the chopped garlic already too. Again, you'll buy it in a whole clove, and you guys will dice it up real fine. The finer the better. We'll add that to our pan as well. And then we're just going to let this cook a little bit. We're going to let it get translucent. The onions will get a little bit clear. And that's when we know that we're going to be ready for our next step. So we're just going to let that happen right now. So we do have a treat. I have fresh ricotta cheese. Normally you get it in a container. This was made for us by one of our vendors, and he brought it to me yesterday. And it's really going to make the dish stand out for you guys. All right, so we're getting there now. You'll start to smell it, getting real fragrant for you guys. This is all part of the deliciousness. So does anybody like to cook? Yes, all right. Again, this is a nice, easy way to ease into it. It's delicious. So what do you cook? Pasta? What kind of sauce? Yeah? How about you? What do you like to cook? Wow, that's a good one. Who else likes to cook? What do you like to cook? Oh, nice. How do you make it?
Like that.
With garlic and onion?
Garlic and butter.
Nice. And you saute it? Very nice. In the back I saw a couple hands. Who likes to cook? What do you like to cook? No? Everybody's shy? How about you? What do you like to cook?
I like to cook chicken noodle soup.
Nice. Very nice. And you make it from scratch? Very good. That's it. Soups are underrated. They're hard to make. All right, so now we're starting to get to see the steam come up, and all the moisture's coming out of our onions and garlic, and our butter's starting to get a nice color to it. Our onions are starting to get translucent. That's what we're looking for. We actually have shallots in here, but you can use onions if you can't find shallots. So we're going to start putting in our sauce now, our marinara. Just to all combine, and then we're going to let everything kind of melt together. The sauce, the onions, the garlic.
Question?
Yes.
Why do you use olive oil and butter together?
So the olive oil extends the butter, can get hotter with the olive oil if you mix the two together. There, we gotta let this get a little bubbly, and I apologize, my heat's not as hot as it is in the restaurant usually, so, but we're cooking, we're almost there. Just have to be patient.
I have another question.
Yes?
While you're cooking, when did you know you wanted to become a chef?
Oh, that was what we were just gonna.
You know, I always liked, anytime we had events at our house or parties, I always cooked, and I just enjoyed feeding people. I enjoyed watching people eat and enjoying the food, and my mom and I cooked together all the time, and a lot of it was, we would prep all day and do all the cooking, and then when the family came in, it just felt good to watch everybody eat, and a lot of times we wouldn't even eat because we were tasting and cooking, and then you get done, and you know, it's just enjoyable to watch everybody eating and enjoying the food, you know.
So food is love.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And you have to, when you're cooking it, you have to put love into it, or it won't taste good. If you're cooking angry, it's no good, guys. What we're gonna do is we're gonna add a little cream in here. This will make our pink sauce. So a good heavy cream will work well.
Mason, do you cook at home with your own?
He makes the garlic bread for every occasion.
Oh.
He makes some good garlic bread.
What's the
Cheesy
recipe?
garlic bread.
What's the recipe for a good cheesy garlic bread?
Well, I just like to get like the garlic bread powder that my uncle gives me, and then I put a ton of butter, and then I put a bunch of cheese. It's really good.
What do we call it? The magic powder, right?
The magic powder, yeah.
What we do is we're gonna add our pasta. So I pre-cooked the pasta. This pasta's homemade. We make it homemade at the restaurant.
Homemade pasta.
Chef, are there any Italian traditions you follow you can tell the class about as they learn about Italy?
So I tell you, the one thing I learned with cooking is fresh ingredients are super important. Fresh basil, right? And that's a very big staple in Italian cooking, and the garlic as well. And there's a couple different kinds of garlic. There's American garlic, which when you're buying it in the store, it'll have the roots on the bottom of it. The Chinese garlic comes in and there's no roots on the bottom. The Chinese garlic has less flavor than the American garlic because it's been sitting longer. And it takes longer, obviously, to get from China to here. So if you can, at any time, buy the garlic and it's American garlic with the roots on the bottom, you're gonna have a stronger garlic flavor. And also the basil, it's very important to use all fresh herbs when you're cooking. And that's, you know, very important in Italy as well. A lot of garlic, a lot of basil, shallots, and lemon. A lot of lemon. In this dish, we're not using any lemon, but a lot of citrus, lemons and oranges in a lot of the cooking dishes. So we're almost there, guys. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add a little ricotta cheese to really thicken this up. It's all coming together.
Chef, how do you pick a good garlic in the store, ShopRite?
Again, the roots have to be on the bottom of
Is
it.
it firm?
Yeah, you don't want it mushy because that means it went bad.
Okay.
Yeah, and a lot of times, you know, it'll tell you, you could smell it. You know, it's like picking a melon. You got to be able to smell it.
The garlic?
Yeah, the garlic. If you want to smell it, it's got to be good. So, you know, we're fortunate. We have a couple really good vendors that bring us really good produce. We get produce almost every day, and it's important. You know, fresh, and we're gonna top everything with fresh basil as well as Parmesan cheese, and it really makes a difference in the cooking with anything you guys cook. So now we're gonna put in the fresh ricotta cheese to really thicken this up and give it some flavor. So normally I would add a lot more basil to this, but we're gonna top it with basil.
Do you make your own cheeses?
So we make our own fresh mozzarella at the restaurant. The ricotta cheese, I tried to make it. It was just it's hard and we use so much of it. But the fresh mozzarella we make probably every 3 days at the restaurant. We make our own pasta at the restaurant. So we try to do a lot of fresh stuff. And like I said, the ricotta cheese we get from a vendor. He comes in and brings us fresh ricotta cheese. And you should be able to taste the difference, the freshness and everything.
Chef, where is your restaurant?
We're located in Cranberry, which is about 50 minutes from here.
Is there a special meal you like to cook for either Thanksgiving or other holidays that you celebrate?
You know, it's hard. It just depends who I'm cooking for. If I'm cooking for the family, we cook a lot of different items. Thanksgiving's, you know, with the turkey, I guess it's tradition, but you know, it's fun. It's once a year, and very rarely do you have a whole turkey, and it's nice to sit down with the family and give thanks. It's an important holiday, right?
Having a meal of 7 fishes. What did we learn? Yeah, Ira.
Put it here.
Yeah. So all what's that called when how the shape of Italy is? Yeah, Nick. Well, it is shaped like a peninsula, but what do we call that land? Excellent, right? A peninsula. So that probably has something to do with all the different fish. And just like Ira said.
Let's thank Mason for doing a good job. Zinna Bistro, baby. Nice.